Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I know I've been talking to you guys, just me personally, personal vlog or a video like this in a long time. Senior year, I'm in my grade 12 year of high school, the year before I graduate, go off to college or university. And it's been absolutely insane. Way worse than, any of the, in terms of academics, just the workload is insane. And if any of you have already gone through that or are going through it right now, you know what I mean? This is not about that. I might do another video where I talk about some things later on in the new year. For this video, I know I've made a lot of videos similar to this, but I wanted to tell you guys about my top 10 plus a couple honorable mentions, my favorite games of 2018. Now, this is not a list of games that have come out in 2018 that I played because I don't have that kind of money to play every new game that came out in 2018, or not, maybe just smaller indie games too, but yeah, this is just the games, my top 10 favorite games that I personally loved playing in 2018. They could be like 5 years old, like some of them are, but some of them also did come out in this year as well, and there's so many. This year has been a good year for games for me. I haven't, played as much games as, because I've been busy with school and stuff, but this year has been good for games for me. I really enjoyed my time, and there are a couple games I even forgot I played that I loved, so I'm glad I can, do this list to show you guys, and hopefully you guys can check some of these games out too. Of course, a lot of them are very old, so you probably have already played them, and I'm just really late to the party, but without further ado, let's get to my top 10 favorite games of 2018. Number 10, I know, Fortnite. With a lot of people, they should say that this should be higher on my list because of how big the game is and how much I played it. It's probably my most played game of this year, but it's number 10. And some people should say that maybe it should not even be on the list at all because of just how bad, how cringy it is, and just my reasoning for it being number 10 is because one, I can't ignore how much I played Fortnite, how much I really liked the game earlier on in the year. It was really good. Like when it was new, when the Fortnite craze was at an all-time high, it was a really, really good game. I really enjoyed playing it with my friends. And the biggest thing with Fortnite, I wouldn't be playing it as much as I did, for one feature that it had, which is crossplay. Now, I've never played video games ever because I'm a PC gamer and all my school friends are on the Xbox or PS4. So the fact that I could play Fortnite with them, talk to them after school, to people that I haven't actually talked with IRL in a while, was just amazing. I really like that about Fortnite, which is the crossplay feature. And I love Battle Royale games. I really like enjoying those too. And the fact that Fortnite was casual but also competitive it was a fun game. Now, as the year went on, the community started being more and more immature about so many things. I really did not like the community behind it at all, with just all the clickbait YouTubers, just all the streamer drama. Even though I didn't have to, I could have just played the game and ignored it, but I can't really ignore it when Fortnite's everywhere on social media, and it was really toxic. And also, Epic itself, they just added so many weird things, like planes, turrets, the things that the community did not want. The love for Epic kind of started dying down, and this video is going to be a long video, I can already tell. I haven't played Fortnite nearly as much in the second half of 2018, partly because of school, partly because of just the things I mentioned, where the weird features they added, the game became just worse, just generally, and the community became so toxic. So yeah, that's why it's number 10, but it's still on my list because I played it so much, and I really did enjoy the game. Number 9 this is going to be a short one, NHL 19. This is probably the game that is second to how much I played, because it's the super casual game, and I love hockey. I love the Toronto Maple Leafs. So the fact that I can, make my own teams, I play franchise mode a lot. I can play Be a Pro, where I make my own player and I make my own career in the game. It's just a really good game. I think it's one of the better NHL games on the next-gen consoles. My favorite will always be NHL 14. That was like the best NHL game, I think. That was on the PS3. But yeah, NHL 19, it was good. The skating is updated. It's probably the best it's ever been. But yeah, NHL 19, I play it a lot. Too much, probably. So yeah, it's a good game though. Number 8 is a game that I actually played on my YouTube channel, Firewatch. So if you guys are wondering why I didn't finish it, I have a knack for not finishing series, I'm sorry. But I actually did finish it. I actually did record and edit and make a thumbnail for it and everything, the final episode. But that was during the fiasco where I tried to upgrade my PC and make it faster, and it ended up breaking it pretty much, and I ended up having to, you know, reset my PC, and I lost the video of the final episode of Firewatch. So yeah, but I did finish it, and I loved the game. It was a great walking simulator, but the story, the atmosphere, the graphics, the music, everything was just amazing about that game. The ending was a different style of ending. It was just, I really loved it. It was a great single player experience to play. Firewatch, really good game. Again, that's like 5 years old or something, but I played it this year. Really good. I really enjoyed that game. I recommend you to check it out or watch someone play it. Number 7 is kind of a sad one. The Walking Dead, the final season. Now, I played The Walking Dead first season, you know, way long and time ago on the PS4 or PS3 or somewhere with my sister. It's a game that my sister and I play exclusively. I mean, like, that we have been, you know, following the series ever since the first game came out. We loved the first game. You know, everyone loved the first game. It was great. The second season was also really, really good. Not as good as the first one, but really, really good. And the third one, Walking Dead, the New Frontier, I really didn't like that game at all. Clem was a small part of the third game. Followed a guy named Javier and his family. Clem was just part of it. I don't know why they didn't focus on Clem, but thankfully with The Walking Dead, the final season, the fourth and final season, they did focus on Clem. If only Telltale didn't just F up everything and choose to mistreat its employees and ended up closing. Telltale, if you guys didn't hear about that, closed down, and I'm pretty sure there's only like 3 episodes of the final game, this game, The Walking Dead, the final season. And I was really enjoying it. I was really, really enjoying the final season. You play as Clem and AJ. You don't play as AJ, but it's Clem and AJ, their story. It was the first episode was great, and oh man, I really wish Telltale didn't have to close down. Hopefully, and tell me in the comments if they're continuing it, but I really want to finish the game. But yeah, I'm really invested in The Walking Dead at this point, and I'm so invested in the characters, Clementine. Yeah, hopefully they can finish it, because it was a really, really good start to the final season. Number 6 is Life is Strange Before the Storm. Now this, I think it actually came out this year or 2017 late. It's a prequel to the original Life is Strange. The original Life is Strange, I didn't get to play it. Actually, I did do 1 episode of it, but I didn't have my computer then, so it was a hassle to continue it. Loved the first game, and this prequel is also really, really good. It kind of sucks that, you know, the Gamers Union or something was on strike, so the original voice actress of Chloe couldn't, you know, regain her role. But the new voice actor for Chloe, she's also great. She encapsulates Chloe really well. But yeah, the prequel, Life is Strange Before the Storm, really, really good prequel. Love the game. It's its own story, and it's just really, really good. I'm invested in these characters and in the story. And when the game does that, as well as, you know, a movie or TV show can, then it's gonna be one of my favorite games of all time. So yeah, the Life is Strange Before the Storm, number 6. Number 5 is a game that I sort of forgot that I played, but I actually played it on January 1st of 2018, so just made the cut. BioShock Infinite, and holy cow, I'm so late to the party, and I regret not playing it earlier, but it's such a great game. It's probably up there with one of my favorite games of all time. Now, the story was amazing. The ending was just gut-wrenching. The gameplay itself is incredible. The graphics, I love the graphic style. Just everything about this game is great. Again, I love the characters. I probably will end up playing the original BioShock 1 and 2, I guess. But love the story, love the gameplay. BioShock Infinite just made the cut, and yeah, probably one of my favorite games of all time now. The reason it's number 5 is because it was so early in the year. Number 4 is also a bit of a confusing one. The Sims 4. Yeah, it's not really a hardcore gamer MLG type of game, but it's just a game that I love casually playing. I loved The Sims. My mom actually got my sister and I into The Sims when she was playing The Sims 2 on a very, very old computer way back in the day. And ever since, I mean, I love Sim-style games. You know, I love making my own I love doing in the apartments in the city living expansion pack, and I love, you know, making my own sim, making a whole virtual life. It's really fun. It's just a fun casual game. That's why The Sims 4 is number 4 on my list. Number 3, a game that keeps reappearing on lists, Rainbow Six Siege. I don't have to keep talking about this, do I? It's just a really, really good game. I feel like it's a game that will never die. It's just a really, really great multiplayer, competitive style game. This is a game that can really frustrate you. One, because of every time you go online, you go on randoms, there's gonna be some toxic people in voice chat. But if you play with friends, this game is a freaking blast. You get to do teamwork. The gameplay is amazing. There's barely any bugs or anything wrong with the actual multiplayer aspect. It's just a really good competitive game. And yeah, Rainbow Six Siege is a classic. What else can you say about it? Number 2 is Detroit Become Human. This came out this year, which is good. And this is a game that I talked about before, and before it was like an honorable mention. Now it's just I realize how much I loved this game. It's another game where I was so invested in the story and characters. Usually story choice games don't really have the best of a story. Now Detroit Become Human, you know, it's not, you know, the most unique and original of stories, but it's still a really good, compelling story for a choice game, which is really good. Now, the makers of Detroit Become Human also made Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. Detroit Become Human it's probably the biggest game I've ever played in terms of how many endings, how many choices there are, how many different outcomes there can be, and as there's so many characters, so many story plots. You should watch it because you should play it too if you can afford it, and also watch many different, because every time you watch it, you're gonna get a different ending every time, or at least different versions of the same ending every single time, because there's so many outcomes to this game. It's absolutely crazy. And last but not least, I've already talked about this in my most recent favorite current games video. Number 1, my favorite game of this year, which also came out this year, SpiderMan PS4. So I am a PC gamer, but the fact that my favorite game is a PS4 exclusive, it's telling on how good this game was. So it might just be me, my bias of how much I love Spider-Man. If you're not a Spider-Man if you're not a Spider-Man fan or even a comic book fan, you're not gonna really like this game at all, or you won't, you know, love it, because the gameplay aspect, the combat is incredible. It's so satisfying, so fun to beat up enemies, and when there's like a large, you know, multiple wave, just big scale boss, or not boss, but like a base fight, it's not like frustrating with so many enemies coming at you, and it's not repetitive. It's so fun, and the more combat the better. And the story itself, that's a big part too. It's kind of a classic Marvel story, but it's still a really good story. One of the better stories in video games of this year. Well, maybe not. Maybe I might be biased, but one of my favorite stories in video games of this year. I really love this Peter Parker. There are so many Peter Parkers out there, but this one is one of my favorites. I even like this Peter Parker better than Tom Holland, and I'm really excited and hope for a sequel, and I'm going to be playing and getting all the DLCs. I haven't gotten to that yet because I just don't have the money right now. Spider-Man for the PS4, everything about it I absolutely loved. It wasn't a perfect game by any means, but the things that were good about it vastly outweighs any small flaws. Yeah, this game will stick with me forever. It's a game that you can replay because it's an open world game, which is also just, I love open world games, and I love a good open world story game. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, so that also kind of makes it number 1 for me, but by far my favorite game of and one of the best games ever of this year, besides like Red Dead Redemption 2 and God of War, which I still have to play. If I did play God of War, this might be on this list. I heard it was really good, and I just don't have the money or space on my PS4 to install and buy Red Dead Redemption 2, but once that comes out for the PC, I will definitely buy it and play it, and it'll probably be on more lists. But yeah, for now, Spider-Man PS4, best game, at least for me, for 2018. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you haven't played any of these games or are looking to buy your next game, check out some of these ones, especially Spider-Man for the PS4. If you don't have the PS4, I apologize. It might be worth it to get one because PS4 has, in my personal opinion, the best exclusives. It has the Naughty Dog Uncharted games, has The Last of Us, which is probably my favorite game of all time, has the Red Dead Redemption games, and has Spider-Man. Just 5 or 6 titles. Oh my god, phone. This is why I should use my phone for videos. If you can't get Spider-Man, you watch it. But you really have to, it's a game where you should play. Detroit Become Human is a game where you can watch, because the gameplay of Detroit Become Human is not like the best, just like button mashing and stuff like that. If you're a PC gamer, Firewatch, BioShock Infinite, there's just so many good PC games that came out. Fallout 4, Doom, I don't know, The Witcher 3. I haven't played any of those games, but I have them installed, so I really should get to playing them. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm sorry I've been gone a while. Hopefully, I can have a better 2019, but I'll talk about this in my New Year's video. See you in the next one. Peace out.